Alright, so today we're going to be doing a review on a Muller broad axe. Now this is, they've got several different models of broad axes. They've got German styling, they've got what they call vintage type design styling. What we're going to be doing today is this is just the classic Swedish style broad axe. And I'm excited to be doing it because I have always loved the idea of broad axe. I am by no means a broad axe expert, but I've always liked the idea of it. And when I say the idea of it, here's what I'm talking about. A lot of people will call broad axes a lot of different things, and there are straight, center broad axes. The grind, in other words, it does not have a beveled grind, which we will get to in just a second. And there are ones that have straight handles. They're all have their place. This one today that I'm excited to be reviewing is one that has the bevel on the right side. It's a right beveled broad axe, and lots of people have questions, because you can get left beveled, you can get the center grind. What am I looking for? And so on a broad axe, basically what you're looking at, and we'll go ahead and get a little bit of a closer view here, is the bevel is flat, is put on one side, and it's flat on the other. So once, like I mentioned, bevel's on the right side on this axe, and it's flat on the other. So we can really do our hewing work as we're working on the side of a board or a log or what have you, and we have a straight grind that we're working with. So really a useful tool. Now, one of the things that really draws my attention is we've also got a cocked head. Now this cocked head allows the handle to be off to the right as well. So right bevel, right hand off to the side. We are working down the right side of a log with this axe. And that cocked head allows my knuckles, to stay out of harm's way on the log. So we got a lot going on with this axe. Do you want a right bevel broad axe if you're right-handed? A lot of people are asking this question. That's not necessarily true. Okay, most people are right-handed. Most people are probably going to buy a right-handed broad axe. But a lot of that is personal preference. Basically, what the bevel means is which side of the log you're working down. Now, you can work down the right side of the log, you can flip around and you can work down the other side. Vice versa on, a beam or whatever else you're working with. So, do you need a left bevel as well to work down the left side? That's personal preference to you. You can do that whether you're right-handed or not. Some people just prefer, whether they're left or right-handed, they just prefer a left-handed broad axe. So that's personal preference. It's something that you will have to figure out for yourself. But the majority of people will end up with the right bevel broad axe. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get some measurements, and then we'll talk about a little bit of a project that I've got going on. And so let me grab my tape here. So what we've got is we've got an overall handle length of about 23.5 inches. Now, that's not the overall length of the axe, because as you can see, we've got the blade actually shoots up here past the top of the axe. So overall length, we're looking more at about 25.5 inches. Now we have a blade width of approximately, just under 7 inches. So it's a decent size axe, by no means the largest broad axe, by no means the largest Muller broad axe either. And they've got them, 12 inches and more. So what I'm excited to be doing though, and let me go ahead and mention also here real quick, there's not a lot of companies hand forging these broad axes out there, with the varying features. There's a few small smiths. There's obviously Grand First Brux is going to offer a offer one, but the fit and the finish on the Muller is bar none for the price. Sure, some of the other ones are going to possibly be, a little bit more refined or what have you. All right, so there are not a lot of smiths out there, companies making these cocked head beveled broad axes. There's several small smiths. There's a couple of large companies, Granfers, Brucks, but Muller really for price and everything, maybe the Granfers is going to be just a little bit more refined as far as workability, durability, being hand forged. Muller's every bit is good, and I'm real happy with the Muller. So maybe some personal preferences there. Quality on the forging is fantastic. Fit and finish. Some of the if you've been shopping for one, you've probably seen on Etsy or eBay some of I think maybe forged in the Czech Republic or Eastern Europe. And I'm not knocking any of them. They may work great for some people, but just watch. A lot of times you've got cracks and what have you in the way that the handle fits into the head. So what I am excited to be working on today, this is not technically going to be a hewing job. Hewing, would be squaring up some stock or what have you. And I've just recently purchased a Fisher Anvil, and so I'm needing to go ahead and mount that or hang the anvil. And so I've had this large red oak kind of hanging out in the backyard. And what I want to do is go ahead and just take, the bark's already come off, I just kind of want to get some of this nasty punky wood off of it so I don't have that coming off all in my shop. So I'm going to go ahead and use this broad axe, and you can kind of see where some of the benefits of having that bevel on there comes from. Alright, so as you can see, flat on one side, bevel on the other, and I can get my hand, the beard, it's got enough of room there so I can get my fingers in here. I do have to watch, I will get my knuckles, the handle's not really, but that gives me a lot of control for doing, say, tighter stuff. And you can see, I can even grab it. I like to use, as I mentioned on some of my other, on the carpenter patch, I'll even get in and do some smaller work with these types of axes, and I can kind of use my hand as a guide to get the angle that I'm wanting on it. But I'm not really, you can see how easy it would be to get a flat surface on here. I'm not really going after the flat surface because I'm just cleaning this stuff off. But in another review, I'd like to do some hewing on a log. But just bear with me as I go ahead and work this down, then we'll get to hanging the anvil. So if I get a little bit more aggressive and say I was working on the side of this log, as you can see, my hand is pretty good offset here. So some people like the non-cocked head handles because you get less torque. And I'm actually working with Muller trying to get one of their smaller, because they've got the larger 12-inch blade ones that have got the straight handles. And there's a place for that. Each tool has their own different place. But the cocked head does keep your knuckles out of the way. Can create a little bit of torque on the side. That does not bother me very much, but I'm not working with this axe every day. Alright, so here we've got my anvil, and I'm kind of proud of it because it really is in decent shape. It's a 180-pound Fisher, and I think it's a 1893 model, so they don't make them like that anymore. But anyways, I'm going to mount this anvil. There's a lot of differing views on height of the anvil, but I think that the one that really wins out, you hear about everywhere, is to go ahead and mount it you stand, hold your fist, and it's going to be right about, come down at 36. 36 might be just a little bit low, but that's okay. I'm kind of tall. There will be other people using this anvil, so. But the idea behind that is, and I'm sure y'all, if you're watching this, know, if I'm swinging the hammer, and I'm holding the hammer right about like this, use this as an example, and I'm hitting, I'm able to get a swing. I'm not going past it. If it's too low, I'm going past it, and I'm losing momentum. If it's too high, then I'm hitting that, and it's an abrupt hit. So if it's about that, if I can swing and I can hit right about, on the top of the anvil, right, I can get a smooth bounce. I can get a smooth. I can actually, that's the easiest hit. There's no overblow. There's no overhit. It's just a nice smooth action. So I like the 36 because obviously most of the time you're not going to be working dead on the top of the anvil anyways. So we're going to go for about 35 inches, and I'll get going. Alright, so my anvil is about 12.5 inches tall, so I want to go ahead and put my guide board on here at about 22.5. So this is kind of a fitting way to end a hand-forged axe video. Got the anvil, just got to get it secured down, and I'm going to go ahead and use lag bolts. A lot of varying ideas on that, but I'm excited to get to a little bit of blacksmithing. My old anvil, just kind of excited to upgrade. Anyways, Muller axes. Beaver is their kind of classic line, hand forged line. Fantastic. Would not hesitate to recommend them. The broad axe is a fantastic tool. If you have any interest in old-fashioned tools, would not hesitate to recommend them. And there's lots of different uses that you can do. Hopefully at some point I'll get to the center grind broad axe. Some folks like to use them for all different types of uses, even splitting axes. Anyways, make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Check out our other videos, check out our website. As always, thanks for watching. Have a good afternoon.